Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be doing my own nails. Now, I have done videos of me doing my own acrylics before, but this is going to be different because I am showing you my entire process. So my intro is not going to be long. Just please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on my social media, and I have discount codes at the bottom for different nail shops, so don't forget to check out the description box as well. So let's just get started with the video. The first thing that I did was I used my Young Nails cuticle pusher. It is called the magic wand because it does have like 4 different things, but I only use it for a cuticle pusher. I do that to my natural nails to push any growth that I might have. I actually went 2 months without any acrylic nails. During this time I was just focusing on doing videos and working on my press-on sets that I'm selling, and so there was a lot of growth. As you can see right here, I am now taking those cuticle nippers. These are really awesome. You don't have to like do much. You just swipe it across the dead skin and it just takes it right off. I actually got these, and you will not believe where I got them, at Dollar Tree. Yes, I got those at Dollar Tree and they work amazing. Then now I'm going in with my Valentino Beauty Pure e-file, and what I did was into the mandrel bit I inserted a fine sanding band. I love using the sanding bands versus like the regular gold and like coarse bits. I use those occasionally, but always for my natural nail I use the fine sanding band. And basically what I am doing is removing any shine from my natural nail, because as you know, the natural nail produces oils, and anything, if that is left behind, your nails will pop off. Like, you don't want that. You don't want any lifting, so you have to take off all of the shine from the natural nail. Now, it may not look like it because it is a little bit sped up from the normal speed, but my e-file is actually on 1, so it's in the slowest setting. And even if you don't have the same e-file that I do, just put it at the slowest setting for your e-file, and that is what you're gonna do it. Because it is your natural nail, you can cause, a lot of problems, and you can cause yourself to hurt. Like, it will start burning if you do it too fast, or if you use a coarse sanding band. So you don't want any of that. Just use a fine sanding band and you're good to go. Also, if you aren't using an e-file, you can most definitely use a hand file, but it also has to be a fine hand file, which is the 180 file. You can find those on Amazon or your local nail supply store. You can find those in a lot of different places, but I rarely use hand filing. The only way that I will use it is towards the end of my acrylic application, just to file off the sides. Now I'm grabbing the nail duster and dusting off everything, making sure that there is nothing left behind, because any additional things that are left on there, if any dust is left on there when you apply your primer, it will cause lifting as well. So I've been getting lots of questions where I get these nail tips from. They're the extra long nail tips from Amazon. That's where I get them. I don't think they have them in stock, or they're taking a very long time right now, and that is happening a lot right now. But like I have said previously, I actually got a lot of them when I purchased from Amazon, so I have a lot left. So if they're not on Amazon, I'm sorry, but just search extra long nail tips and they will come up. So what I like to do also is, with a nail tip cutter, I like to cut off the bottom where I'm applying to my natural nail. I like to remove half of that, just because I feel like if I were to leave it like that, it would cover up my whole nail, and so I don't want that. I just clip off about half of the bottom, and that is all I'm doing. Now, I already know what size I am, so I didn't record that part, but I'm going in with the KDS nail glue, which is amazing. I hear a lot of people talking about it, and I have been using it for a long time as well. I actually got these on my trip to LA at CV Nails, but I also know that you can get them off of Amazon. They come in like packs of 5 or 10, and that's where you can get them from. Now, also a little disclaimer, these are going to be pretty long. These are the way I like to do my nails. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. I am very used to them. I have been getting acrylics for over 8 years probably, and I have had them long almost that entire time. So just, you know, don't judge too much, guys. I can do absolutely everything with them. So don't worry about that. I can still do anything with these long nails. So now I am going in to cut off the nail tips to the length that I want. And the way I do things is I actually basically put 2 nail forms back to back so they stick together, and that is how I measure my nails. Now I wanted them pretty long, like I said, so I actually cut them off at the number 5, and I do that with my stork scissors that I get off of Amazon, and they're really pretty. And now I'm going for a tapered square look today. So all I'm doing is with the same stork scissors, I'm cutting off the edges or the sides of the tips, but you don't want to go too in because then it will obviously create a more coffin look, and if you go too in, you will create a stiletto. So you just barely like nip at the sides, and it helps you create that shape that you want. The tapered square is basically halfway between a square and a coffin, and I really love that shape. So basically I'm going in with my hand file to do the rest of the work. The stork scissors aren't going to be straight. It isn't going to leave the end result straight. So you definitely have to go in with a hand file. The one I'm using is a coarse one, which is an 80/80 hand file. And I get those from my local nail supply store, but you can find them on Amazon as well. And because I'm using so many different supplies, I'm sorry guys, but for the first time I am not writing everything I'm using in the description box because I am just saying it to you guys, and I also wanted to get this video up today. I have been having this video ready for a few days now, but I didn't have time for a voiceover, so I just wanted to get it ready. So along the way and after every nail, I like to measure my nails side by side to make sure they are at the same length. If I do one a little too short, then I have to do the rest of them short. So I just like to go after every nail and measure so I don't have to do everything and then start over. Now that I am done with that, I am going off with the nail duster and dusting off all of the dust. And that is what they look like. I really liked how they look, and I love how long they are. So with the same e-file, the Valentino Beauty Pure one, and the same sanding band, which is a fine one, I am going to go over the entire acrylic nail or the fake tip. I like to do this because I like for it to have a nice transition between the fake nail and my natural nail. I don't like there to be any bump because it will create inconsistencies with the acrylic application. So I just do that, and make sure you do it from side to side. Don't ever file one place at one time. Like, don't stay in the same place because it will create heat and you will feel it. Like, it's pretty painful. It lasts a few seconds, but it's not good. So I'm just doing that to all of the nails. And here is what they look like. Here is a side view if you needed to see that. Now I'm going in with the acrylic. I'm going to be using Valentino Perfect Nude for the ombre, the Vanessa Nails Lemon Pop Glow Powder for the color, and Hidden Pleasure by Valentino Beauty Pure for my ring finger. For the clear, I'm using Core Clear by Young Nails, which I absolutely love. And I'm also using these different size Swarovski crystals, some medium-sized ones, small ones, and those neon electric yellow. And then that, I don't know what it's called really, but I'm using those as well. I'm using this wax pencil to pick up my beads, which I got in my nail boxy last month. And I also got this crystal tray in my nail boxy, and I'm using that. And I'm using that marble palette, which I use for different things. I use them for crystals, and I also use them for gel when I'm doing nail art. I'm using the Mia Secret dehydrator, and of course my Young Nails primer. So what I do, and I did this off camera, is I go over all of the nails with my Mia Secret dehydrator, and I put one single time, I go over all of the nails with my Young Nails primer. And you only want to do this on your natural nail. You do not need to do it all over the tip or anything like that, just your natural nail. And once I am ready for application, I apply the primer to each individual one as I'm doing that finger. So I went over all 5 fingers one time, and now that I'm starting off with the pinky, I put a second coat on my pinky. Once I am transitioning over to my ring finger or whatever finger is next, I apply a second coat of primer to that, if that makes sense. I am also using my Valentino Beauty Pure acrylic brush, and it makes it so easy for me to apply because I absolutely love this brush. It gets enough powder for you, especially if you're doing long nails. And obviously the bigger brush is a bigger bead, and for these extra long nails I definitely need bigger beads to work with. I actually stuck with like 2, 3, maybe 4 beads, so that's actually pretty good, because when I first started, and if I were to do these length nails, I would probably do like 8 beads. So I am getting a lot better, guys. I can see it in myself. So definitely, if you feel like, because I'm using clear tips, it could be a little bit more transparent, so you will be needing a lot more product. And in some parts they do look a little bit transparent, so just add another bead. Nothing, out of the world. Just use as many beads as you need, because the end result is the same. I have always said this. It doesn't matter if you use 10 beads or 3 beads, but for time purposes, you should practice on using less beads. Like right there, there was a missing spot on the corner, and I just grabbed a really small bead and I applied it, and that was that. Now the pointer finger and the thumb were the same as the pinky. They're all one solid color, but the middle finger is going to be an ombre. I am still using Lemon Pop, but I am going to be using the nude color from Valentino as well. Basically what I do for an ombre is I apply the bead of color wherever I want it to be. What I do is I place it, and instead of just working my way down first, with my brush still a little wet, I swipe up, if that makes sense. I swipe up to create that nice transition, because if I were to leave it just like that, it's going to create a really harsh line between the nude color and the actual bright color. So you need a nice transition, so I like doing it like that. I have seen, people do it without swiping up, with leaving just a harsh line, and they're able to cover it up, but that's not the way I have done it, so it's a lot easier for me. So then I apply the nude color, and as you can see, it is very light, so you can still see the yellow at the bottom. So I just apply a few more beads, and this time I did not wait for it to completely dry. I know before I used to do that. I don't really find a difference. I just wanted to try it a different way, and basically I just apply the nude wherever I see color still showing. I wait a little bit for it to dry, and then I swipe down, and it creates that really nice transition that I like. It also helps with the apex because there are two colors on top of each other. However, when I do apply the clear, I'm gonna apply more clear towards the bottom, because where the nude meets the color, it's already a little thick, so it's only thin where there's only color. I am using these hearts that I got from Etsy, and I'm just applying it to my ring finger at the tip when the acrylic is still wet. So I need to do my whole acrylic application on that nail, and then I can put the heart at the bottom where I need it to be. I'm using Hidden Pleasure, which is this absolutely gorgeous acrylic cover, and oh my god, it's so pretty. So I just did that on the whole nail, and I applied a few beads, and like I said, while it is still wet, I place the charm where I want it to be, and I kind of hold it down or push it down so it can really go into the acrylic, and it's a lot easier for when I apply the clear. You definitely need to encapsulate it, because once you go over it with the file, you definitely don't want to remove any of that heart. So here I am applying it. I use a wax pencil to grab it, and on the other end of my wax pencil there's a dotting tool, so I just kind of moved it around where I needed it to be, and I just left it there for it to dry. So now is the clear acrylic. Clear acrylic, like I said, I just use as a barrier for my filing, and also to create the thickness of the nail that I want. This Lemon Pop color is already pretty thick. It's not too thin, but I like my nails to be a little thicker than the way I applied it. So I just do that. I only apply 1 or 2 beads, very minimal beads I need for the clear, because like I said, the nails were already pretty thick, and I just apply it to all of the nails. I accidentally took out like the beads and everything before the filing process, so I just put that back away. I'll bring that up in a little bit. So my next step after the acrylic application and after it's all completely dry, I'm going in with my 80/80 hand file and filing anything on the edges, on the sides, making it crispier. You know, I need that crispiness on my nails when it's a tapered square. You don't want any bumps or lumps anywhere. So I just do that, and there is no telling how much you will need for each nail. Each nail is going to be different. So some might take a little bit, some you might take a little longer, especially when you do different designs on each nail. Like they're going to be different thickness on the sides or like different imperfections, but don't worry, because the hand file and the e-file will fix that all up for you. I then go in with a medium sanding band. So I switch the sanding band on my electric file and I go over all of the nails, and I make sure, like, the most important part of this hand or this e-file process is you have to seal the cuticle area. If you don't seal the cuticle area, you will get lifting very fast. So basically what you do is you just go back and forth in the cuticle area and create a seal from your natural nail to the cuticle area to basically not have any lifting. It's kind of hard to explain, but as you can see, I basically go back and forth a lot towards the cuticle area, and I create a seal. Sorry, I'm like repeating myself, but it's just really hard to explain. I hope this video will definitely show you exactly what I mean. And like I said, you have to always look at your nails from the side to make sure it is the thickness or the way you want it to look, because if you just do everything and at the end of it you don't even like how it looks, it could have been avoided throughout the process. Because if you didn't like something in the beginning, it could have been fixed very easily versus you doing absolutely everything and then having to go back and do steps that you could have done before. So this is what the nails look like after the filing. Obviously it has a lot of dust, so I just go over the nail duster again, and I am going with this sanding block, which is a purple one. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's medium or coarse. It's definitely not fine, but it's one of those, and I just go over all of the nails to smooth it out for the top coat, which is going to be one of your next and final steps. I am then using Young Nails lint-free wipes and Young Nails swipe. I do this always to take off any dust that the nails have. It's a lot, nicer than the nail duster because it is a dehydrator, so it dehydrates the nails before any application before. And I do that, and once it is completely dry, make sure it is 100% dry, I will then start with my bead application. This is actually the very first time I am using this Valentino Beauty Pure gel for rhinestones, and I absolutely love it. As you know, in previous videos I had always used my Bling adhesive, but I actually ran out, and the current shipment is on its way, so I haven't received it. And I had this Young Nails one and I wanted to try it out, and guys, it is amazing. I'm definitely gonna keep using it. I really like it because you can apply it to the entire nail if you want and not have to worry about going back and forth if it's dry or anything like that, because it will not dry until you cure it in the lamp. So that is what I love about it. For the pinky, middle, pointer, and thumb, I am just applying it to the cuticle area. For the ring finger, I felt like that Hidden Pleasure Valentino Beauty Pure acrylic was enough. It is very glittery and it had the heart on it, so I thought it was enough. For the pinky, pointer, and thumb, it's going to be the same exact thing, so I'm just using a few different sizes of Swarovski crystals. And the middle finger is where I'm going to be using the big Swarovski crystal in the middle, and around it I am using the neon yellow Swarovski crystals. I believe on the Sky Beads website it is called electric yellow. And as you can see what I'm doing right there, I didn't like that there was a bigger crystal on the other side. So because the Valentino Beauty Pure gel, the crystal gel, it does not dry, I am able to move anything around that I don't like. So I can place the bead and just move it around and it will not be dry because it's not been cured yet, which is awesome. Now my last and final step for these glow-in-the-dark extra long nails, I'm going with my Valentino Beauty Pure non-wipe gel top coat, just going over all of the nails, and I absolutely love how they look. I hope you guys enjoy it too. All of my social media is down below. Don't forget to check it out. Comment any videos you guys would like to see or any questions you guys might have. In future videos I will be answering all those questions. I'm probably gonna have like a question and an answer in each video. I have mentioned it before. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much if you guys are already subscribed to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.